Good morning, my name is Jason Hatswell from Bosch Communications. I'm here to introduce you today to the Decentis wireless conference solution. This consists of four main devices: the DCNM WAP, which is a wireless access point, two delegate units, one with a screen, one without, and the battery charger, as is a battery powered solution. The unit can be run off software via a web browser, which either can be a PC based GUI or you can run that from an iPad or an Android tablet device. So this is the DCNM WAP unit, the wireless access point, and this is a true Wi-Fi device now. It works in the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency bands, and it's frequency agile, which means that it will work with other wireless access points in the room and they will avoid each other so that you get clear and uninterrupted audio broadcast on your conference system. The unit itself has a power supply connection on the back, a network connection, and a line in and line level audio input and output for things like perhaps a radio microphone in the room, and then for recording the audio if you wish to a separate recording device. We have then two delegate units. There's the standard D unit, which doesn't have a screen, just has the buttons for the delegates to join the meeting. And then we have the device extended, which does have the touch screen on board, and this allows you to do additional features like electronic voting. All of the units can accept three different microphone styles. The microphone just clips in at the back quite easily like that, can be removed and replaced if they get damaged. You've got the short and inobtrusive HD mic, which needs a reasonable amount of room between delegates. We then have a short gooseneck and a longer gooseneck option available as well. The units have built-in NFC card technology for identification. That is an additional license, but if you want to use an NFC card to sign in, you can do so. The units are, as I said before, battery powered. The battery can be moved very easily and put back in the charger, and obviously a replacement battery put in very quickly and very easily. The batteries then go into the battery charger, which is this unit over here. They simply slot in and slot out. You'll see when you plug it in, you'll see an indication of the amount of charge in that particular battery, and obviously when all the LEDs are lit, the battery is fully charged. In addition to that, on the actual back of the battery itself is a little button. You can press that and that will show you the charge level of that particular battery on its own right, so that you can monitor that during your meeting. And these battery chargers can be daisy chained together. There's a loop mains in and mains out, so that you only need a single mains point to power multiple chargers. So this is the software control suite, and you can either run that on a PC as there, or you can run it on a tablet device wirelessly connected. So first of all, we will log in and it'll run on any web browser. So we use our username, default is admin, and there's no password, so I'll log in. And then that takes us into the main control screens. So realistically, on an operational side, the important parts are the system settings, and in the seats window, we can set up what each device will do. So we can give it a priority if it's a chairman device. We can set it up as a dual unit, so each one of these can actually do two delegates if you wanted it to, with a button each in a conversation. If we're using the NFC card technology, when we've got an ID license, we can log in using the ID. We would put a tick here, and if the unit is going to be used for voting, we put a tick in this unit here. This column here allows us to link a camera pre-positioned shot to a particular device, so that when a button is pressed in a meeting, a camera will automatically turn to them and you can see whoever's talking on the screen. The next important bit really is the participants. So in here you can just come and press the add button and add your list of counsellors or whomever it might be attending your meeting, and then you can assign them to a particular device over here. You just pick a seat number, and the seat refers to one of these devices. You'll see, you probably can't see on camera, but the seat name is in the corner of the device. If we're using the NFC card technology, we can pick some of these other options here, either by assignment, so you'd need to sit at a particular seat. It will be at a particular seat. By assignment just means using an NFC card, and then at any seat means you can sit anywhere and log in with your NFC card. If you don't wish to use them, you just turn that off. Manage discussion or prepare discussion just gives you the different modes that you can use the system in. The most common mode is open, and with auto shift which basically means that when people press the buttons on the microphone console, the system will automatically cue those microphones in the order that they were pressed. So if I show that to you now, I can press this first one and you'll see this has gone red. Red shows that this microphone is live, as a studio recording environment would be. If I press a second one, this is also now live, and you'll see on the screen possibly that these names have come up on the screen to show who's in the queue. If I then press another one, you'll note that this one now flashes green, and that shows that that one is not live, but that's the next waiting in the queue. And that's because we've only got 2 microphones selected here at the moment that can be live at any one time. If I now deselect this microphone, the system has automatically shifted the next in the queue, which is now live. And again, if I wish to join the conversation again, my unit will have to wait because there's already 2 microphones live, so I'm next in the queue. And again, if I remove one of those microphones, the system has auto shifted and these 2 microphones are now live. So with the software we can set a number of microphones that can be live at one time, up to 25 in fact, but we recommend normally not more than probably 4. The idea is that it is a controlled discussion and therefore you don't want too many microphones live at the same time. And again, you can then choose how many people can be in the queue in a discussion, and this allows you to select all the way up to the maximum amount of devices that you can have in one system, which is currently 100 on this list. There are other modes. If you want to use it slightly different, override just means that the next person pressing their button will take the floor. Voice mode means you don't have to press a button, the microphones are already live, but again, anyone can talk and the last person talking takes the floor. And then push to talk, which means that you have to press and hold the button to get your audio through the system. Sorry. Go back to the main menu. We're going to manage discussion now. So this allows the controller, the mayor, or the chairman of the meeting to add people to the queue if he chooses to do so. So you'll see now that this one is flashing, is next in the queue, and this one is next in the queue. You'll notice neither one of them is live at the moment because they're just in the waiting list. If I press the shift button, the one that was first waiting is now in the queue and has gone live and has joined the speaker list. And if I press shift again, you'll see the second mic is now gone live and joined the speakers list. And if I want to, I can then stop and remove all of the devices and clear that meeting down. The other function that we have in here is voting. This is a licensed accessory, if you like. If you buy a license for a device, it can then vote. It's an ad hoc voting system. You can tick in here and just type your meeting name or what the vote is about. You can then select in here the type of vote, so for against, abstain, or yes, no, whatever you choose. We'll stay with what we've got there. We click the open button and then you'll see on the device screen that a present button will appear. Once we press that, our voting options will come up. We chose for, against, abstain, which are the 3 options on the screen. I can then now vote on these devices. You'll note that on the dual use unit over here is set up, there's 2 voting sets of buttons because it's 2 delegates on the one unit. So we can now hold that if they want to have a discussion about the vote and then resume it. And then if we're happy with the result, we can close that. So in that vote, 4 people were present, 2 voted for, 1 voted against and 1 abstained. Now in this system the vote results are not recorded, but they are passed to the network connection and can be captured by a third-party piece of software, and I will show you that piece of software now. So this is a third-party piece of software called Space Manager that allows you to control the DC and wireless system, but it gives you added functionality of a second screen off of the software, the PC software, that you can then show the speaking queue on, or a timer, or the vote results if you choose to do so. So you can load the software on your PC, double-click the icon on your desktop, at which point the control software will open on the PC. And you'll see in a minute that the second screen will show the default logo, and that could be the council's logo or whatever that you choose to be. You can change that picture that's in there. We'll get the login screen now. I'll just maximize that and we will log in as we did before. So admin was our username, no password. And when we log in, you'll see that the control software is the same as the Bosch control software for actually organising a meeting. The big difference is, is when we go up here, our display source. So this is what we see on our second screen, and we can select different options here. So we can either select our voting results, and this is the last vote that was cast, or we can select a timer, or we can select the queue, the speaking queue. So this will show which microphones are currently live. So if I turn a couple of microphones on, you'll see that they'll come up on the screen. We're only set for 2 microphones at this stage, so that's why you'll only see 2 on there. But as the queue moves around, you'll see that they change to show you who's there. And in a real meeting, if we had participants assigned to these seats, you would see the councillors' names there as to who was talking, or the meeting participants' names. If we turn those off, we can go back to the timer functionality. So if we go to the timer bot here, we can select an amount of time and start that timer. So I'll pick the 5-minute one. We can pause that if we want to. We can resume. We can reset that and start again. And so custom amounts of time can be put in there as well, and you can even add more time if you want once you've started it. So you can add 15 seconds on, or 30 seconds, or a minute, depending on what you want to be able to do if you're using the timer functionality. We will now go back and show the voting results, and I will start a new vote. So I go back into my control screen, I come in here, I can I type in this box on the software here, whatever the title of the vote is, and then I can, in the drop down, select the voting style I want to use. So in this case we've just got yes, no. If I click open, I then go to my devices and log in using my present button, and then I can cast my votes, and you will see these come up on the screen as and when it registers the votes. So you'll see that we've got 2 for and 2 against in this vote. And if I now close that vote, we can go to the vote results window, which you won't see on the main screen, but you can see on the PC screen. That will show you the time, the date, and the name subject of the vote, who voted for, who voted against, and who abstained, and then allows you to export those voting results either to a PDF or to an Excel file, so you can save them for a later date or for your notes and as a lasting record. And that really is the additional software. It just gives you the ability to record that voting capabilities and to use the timer, and obviously to show the queue on a second screen if they are features that you need to use with the DCN Decentis wireless system. So all of the Bosch equipment comes with a 3-year warranty as standard. The equipment's already been deployed in a number of councils, so we've got a lot of reference sites if you wanted to have a reference or a talk with another council that's already using the software. Software updates are published periodically with additional perhaps bug fixes if there are any, but more importantly additional feature sets that are available. It's a free of charge update, and we will let the market know when they're available. There's a website you can go to download those free of charge.